So
Drop that
Matt,
German
so
in there.
first thing I'd like to say, I've been like hinting a little bit, but I haven't properly announced it, is that this is going to be my final year as a full-time athlete. So
Wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Are
yeah,
we breaking news right now?
I thought I'd do it with you. I was like,
You're
I think we should, yeah.
okay. We got to back up here because you're the guy who, like, I use an example of a sponsored athlete. Like you and Ida
Mm.
are the only ones that I know that like travel the world doing. So I know you have like you're like an engineer or something really smart. You have like a good day job.
Mathematician and yeah, business administration. So I mean, I do have passions with outside of sports. I love sports with like my entire heart, but I also I do crave to a certain extent to try to pursue more academic growth and more also a little bit of the stability in the corporate life. I wouldn't mind trying that out a little bit. I could like maybe I'll try it for 6 months and realize it's bullshit and just like hurry back to like training full time, but as it is right now, I plan to have 2024 as my last year as a full-time athlete, and that means I will do all the cool things this year. I'll be gone for the next on Friday. I'm leaving. I'll be gone for more than 3 months in a row. Like just starting the year, traveling, competing, coaching.
What about all those little children all over the world that want to get a grip? What are they gonna do?
Oh, I'll continue like being a presence in the sport in 2025 and forwards. But what I'm going to be changing is that my day to day is not going to be about being the best possible athlete version of Leon, but being the best possible Leon in more of a bigger life regard. And that, of course, includes going training and running and competing in some events. But I won't be showing up on the Tuesday before the race. I'll probably show up like Friday night, like everybody else with a job, and I will probably have missed sessions and I won't have as good of a sleep. And I'll be at, if I participate in a race while also having like a full-time gig next to it, I will compete to the best of the abilities that I have with whatever I have of circumstances. But this year I will show up to be the ultimate best I can be as a full-time
Well,
athlete.
I
So I
think
think
that's a healthy, yeah, I think that's a healthy plan. And like you said, maybe you hate it. Some
you
people
never
go the other way. Some people have a full-time job, they try the athlete thing for a bit. I mean,
know.
I was joking about the Instagram, but I know how hard it is to post consistently and post good content and stuff that gets traction and that people like. And so that, like, people don't understand that is a fucking full-time job, right?
It
Like,
is, and I took 3 weeks off in December, and Instagram is like giving me a bit of a lash for that right now. Early January, I'm announcing some of my sponsors and partnerships. I've re-signed with my three major sponsors for 2024. Luckily, I've also had the opportunity to improve the support from all of them: Shaping New Tomorrow, Body Lab, and Garmin. So I'm super excited about that. We're still working on the innovate things. It is early January, but this year I will be that's my job. I'll be running. I'll be hosting some workshops and I'll be doing some events here and there. Like Friday next week, Ida and I we fly to the Philippines. We're hosting a 7-day workshop for the Filipino national team, which is going to be very interesting and fun. So we'll go start the year with that. Then we'll split ways. I'll go to New Zealand for 3 weeks for trail running training in Queenstown while Ida is back home because she has a part-time job and a husband. But I'm a free bird, so I'll go there. I might swing by Australia on the way. And then I'll go to Dubai to acclimate and get ready for Saudi, race Saudi, go back to Dubai for Gov Games, and then almost directly I'll head to Mike's gym for a training camp before the spring
I can't
OCR
believe
season.
I can't believe you even know that. If you asked me what I'm doing the next 3 weeks, I'd be like, I think Saudi's in February. Like it's very impressive that you know your schedule that well.
I've been trying to line it out in the best possible way. I am a little bit confused about like what to actually fill in as the major OCR things because we may be going to talk about that as well. But the entire controversy around Belgium, no prize money, and what's happening in that world. So what about now in Italy when they go back to Italy with the Euro champs? I'm actually talking to the organizer right now because I need a little bit of clarity. And then of course there's potentially Costa Rica. I've heard something about a Pan American Spartan Champs. I feel like I should come and try that out. And of course, I'm going for the 10th OCRWC. So I know some things I'd like to do. And
Well,
I'm just,
I think the Pan American champs is Seattle this year. I think isn't that what they're
yeah,
right?
I've heard
Um,
that September, right? Something.
Pan American Spartan. So they announced the prize money, which is not per race. It's only for the
So that
championship.
isn't the prize money only for the three series events, or the series not gonna have any prize money at all?
No, the series payout will have a series at the end of the series,
Yeah,
but not the races themselves, not the Sprint Super Beast. But
no.
I do want to look up the Zendesk while we're talking
Mm.
because let's see, 2024.
But I
There's a
did notice that the series starts at the home of OCR in Jacksonville,
of
Florida,
course, our
while
favorite.
everybody is going to be in Saudi. So I think I'm voting Ethan Brown. He'll win the fucking series this year. He'll be back in America, winning everything. I think that's it. He'll have a good time.
Yeah, so it's not even on the Zendesk. It says Pan American region, US series, Canadian series, Mexico series. So every country has three races, which I think is kind of cool. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then in America, the only payouts are at the end. I'm not sure about the other Canada or Mexico. Canada
Because
probably not because Canada's owned by US. Mexico, I'm not sure. I don't
mm,
know if you heard on this most recent podcast, but if you race in China, you can win money every time.
I've
Like
heard.
RMBs.
Yeah.
Would you like to win 20,000 RMBs?
I don't know what that is in Danish crowns.
Danish kerns. Um,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
so I guess we'll start with um when you heard about the 3K series going away, what was your thoughts? Because you did the 3K series last year.
yeah, it was really fun to race the 3K because it's like when you're there, it's a very exciting event and lots of things are happening. So the actual racing is exciting. If you just don't need like people to come and watch you and like good coverage and stuff like that. And I think I had a blast in Mexico, and honestly, I had a lot of fun racing in Abu Dhabi as well for the 3K. I loved how competitive it was. I made a list of like within the men's field, like, okay, who can actually win this? And then we came down to like 10, 11 names. So it was like really competitive. Um, and that was all the fun. But I mean, I went to Abu Dhabi thinking, man, I hope I make the finals. And then I remember thinking, what if I don't? Like, did I just spend a week in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, spend all this money to run 2 by 1K and then hopefully do well in a team race? Like, this is it's kind of like tough because I was not going to run the beast. Like last time I ran the beast, I lost 3 toenails in the desert. I did not have fun.
You
Um,
can't even get through a savage without getting hurt. Yeah, you need to keep it
exactly.
short.
Like I need to like do short stuff so to minimize my risk of injury here. No, it's I can see the format, like it's fun, but I can understand why things are changing. And it's also very Spartan to change things every year. So I guess that I didn't expect anything else to change. And when you expect change, nothing really surprises you in that way. So I don't know. I think maybe they'll bring it back for like the championship stuff because in Abu Dhabi, having that as the Friday event, most of the people who wanted to run the beast still did the 3K and had a lot of fun doing it.
So
So
what I'm
I think it's a
hearing,
good championship event.
what I'm hearing is Beast in Abu Dhabi, okay, the Spartan
Mm.
World Championship, air quotes, the Spartan 3K Championship, different country.
Oh, I'd like for that to be the same weekend. I mean, I think we're
I don't
already,
think it is though. I'm saying I'm hearing things, maybe Europe. So
it's just a lot of getting people to different places. And I mean, Abu Dhabi was cool, but I mean, we had to drive 40 minutes. Like every time we had to go to the venue, over like a gazillion speed bumps and roundabouts to like get there. And yeah, I wouldn't mind for
that's why you need to bulk up for Deca and Hyrox because they're in the cities. We love it. We sleep right
yeah.
next to the venue. It's beautiful. You don't have to get up too early. It's no mud.
I think we can all agree Hyrox is a big boy sports. If you're 140 pounds, not very long limbs and stuff like
I know,
that.
but
It's
that didn't scare you away from doing Hunter's thing. What was Hunter's thing? Battle bunker? You showed up,
oh,
you tried to lift that little bag.
that was tough.
You were
I actually
fucking
almost beat a really big dude in that one. No, I mean, I'm not scared away from it. I just know that I'd like to get, if I like want to do high like do high rocks, I'd like to like do it really well.
yeah. Well, I
And
think Deca would be more your jam. Deca is a lot lighter.
yeah, it looks like more, but we don't have any deckers over here. So
Oh, they're
I
coming though.
yeah, I'd like to try them. Could be fun.
So
Um,
so let's back up a little bit though. So let's back up. Um, you said the Philippines. Are you going? Are you being hired or
yeah,
volunteering
and I
for?
we're
Is that through World Obstacle?
that is through the Philippine Federation of Optical
Okay.
Sports.
Okay.
And
So
they're national federation, and they're collaborating with their national UIPM, their national modern pentathlon association federation. So I'm hired to with Ida to come and coach like 6 to 8 hours a day, 7 days. They have different teams. They have like their long, short, 100 meter. Then they have the age groups, the juniors, development teams. It's really orchestrated really well. They have a lot of funding and they have a great obstacles and good facilities, and it's all very gathered. Like when I travel around America and I try obstacle gyms, it's like it's people have to make like a really big trip to like get there. But in the Philippines, they have, and I'm very excited to experience this in real life. They have a obstacle park not far, like close to like town. That's outdoor. It's really warm there. It's outdoor. It's easily accessible, and they just have a lot of support from different generations. You see similar things in Poland and Hungary, and Italy that are very like cross-generationally successful. And as successful we are in Denmark with a high level of competitive athletes, we actually don't have a very strong junior generation of athletes here. We don't have a lot of teenagers. We have some, but we don't have like a lot of teams of juniors that are like
is there going to be any cross promotion with the UIPM? Like, is there going to be fencing or is it just obstacle stuff?
but we're only coaching obstacle stuff over there. It's so they want us to come and bring our world/European take on these things and educate their because when they went to Belgium, the Filipino team actually showed up with a strong group of athletes, and they're good. Like it's good athletes that take it very seriously. They're very intelligent in how they train. They're well educated. They have like the highest level of the world obstacle coaching courses over there as well. So they're very, very good athletes. But they came over and said, we have like a lot of machinery, but it's like as if the tools don't fit. So the way that we raced in Belgium, those types of obstacles that Ida and I, we are specially trained to do. They were like, we need more skills and tools to be capable of also doing that when we go to Costa Rica or if we go to Adventure Ray or something like that. Um, so it was the same when Ida and I we started transferring into doing more Spartan because that's like such a radically different running and racing experience in the realm of OCR from what we're used to doing in Northern Europe. So it was difficult for us to like find the racing strategy that worked well in Spartan, which is more of a running/strength dominated obstacle racing event compared to the ones that we're used to that have a high demand for the athletes to be good at rigs and technical skills like OCRWC and stuff like that.
Right. So I want to quickly recap actually because it has been a while. Let's
Mm,
quickly, off the top of your head, tell me how you fared in Mammoth
mm.
and uh Hank and what's the last one?
And
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
What was your big year? Give me the place in each of the races because I know you know
Mm.
off the top of your head.
Yeah, I do. I do. I like my numbers. And in a Hank, which I, by the way, thought was Genk, but it's Hank in
Right? Even
Belgium.
I know that.
Yeah, I heard you told me to check out the one with Philippe, so I heard him say Hank several times. All right, that's how you say it. Um, I did quite. I finished sixth in the 3K. I was about to say I did poorly. I just want to rephrase that to say sixth is a good placement. We should all be proud of doing a good placement. But I just ran a bad race. Like I ran the first 2.2K of that 3 point whatever K race really well, like really fast. And I was like, I was right there with Stein Lagrand, and I was like, wow, me and Stein, we're moving. And at some point, it just went like I didn't get the normally when you're running really hard, you can kind of feel when you're closing in on dying out,
Right.
but my body didn't give me those signals for the 3K. So for some reason, I don't know if I like just caffeinated too aggressively or something like that. So I was just feeling good, 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 good. And then it just went straight from good, good to like shit, shit. I just went like totally exploded. So I feel like I was running in the second heat, so it's hard to say like where you are compared to first
How
and third heat.
dare they put you in the second heat, Leon?
I'm I'm not saying that I felt that it was a little rude for them to do it, but I didn't feel happy about it, to be honest. I wasn't overly excited about that distribution.
Right.
No, I was with Stein and we were running closely and things were looking good. So I think I threw away my podium chances when I just blew up. And I came there to podium at the
So it
first
was
decent.
blow up or nothing. It wasn't like you were gonna, right.
Yeah, I ran to like run my best and get a podium, and I'm actually kind of happy I did that instead of running maybe a fourth, which would have been better. But I come in, kind of feeling like I had a little
I
extra I
left
left
something
out.
out there. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I left nothing out there. It was a horrible experience, but it was a cool race, like
Right.
definitely a cool race.
Right.
Um, I also did the longer race, which wasn't nearly as thrilling, and there was a lot of running. Probably heard all about the race and covered that with other athletes, but I got like I actually can't remember that position. It was like between 10th and 15th, something like that. Probably lucky number 13. Let's go for that. It
Okay.
wasn't I just didn't have it all the fun. And then the controversy around the entire weekend with rules and all that, it didn't really hurt my positions on the short and long one. It only hurt my like feelings about the event because I could feel all my friends and the other athletes be very frustrated. And I'm good friends with Tebow, and I also talk with Jesse and Stein, and there's these clashes, and nobody's like having, the good vibes at OCRWC. Everybody's like kind of like lovey-bovey and hugging and like having fun. There was none of that. It was just people were kind
You
of
should have
like,
been, but I think you're the perfect guy to be the peacemaker. You could have gone in there and said, "Hey, let me be the peacemaker."
I was trying it. I was trying, but then again, I was kind of tired as well. But it's like trying to be like, guys, we need to work. But the way things were worked out it was hard to be like happy about that because the entire how to handle the complaints and who got involved, it was quite difficult. And I was hurt by that as well during the team race because I ran with Sebastian and Jonas for representing Denmark, and our biggest competitors were the Dutch guys that are incredible athletes, Frankie and Stein, and we're battling with them, and we edge them out a little bit, and we go really forth and back, and it's honestly it's the most fun of the weekend, right? We're all struggling, all six of us, but we are all having fun with the Belgium team like chasing us about a minute or a half behind us. But we're all having this fun, and in the end, we get pushed back because of like communications that was hidden in the room the night before only for some coaches and other coaches, and then the judge didn't know. And it was like it's a classic case of whatever happened for all other top athletes that weekend. Like what was the true rules, and why is the rule book like the length of the Lord of the Rings series in like one? Like it's just, why is it so like complicated? And that frustration hit us. We felt like we ran and we won. And we also talked with Jesse and Stein and Frank, and they were like, guys, you beat us fair and square in this race. And there was this complication, and that was a shame because we had a good race. We hope it's not going to be like too much of a problem in the future. And it really isn't, because I feel like we raced well and we had a good time and we didn't lose money. It's more like if you had lost like thousands of dollars, that would have been very frustrating. But it was a sad way to wrap up Belgium. And for most of the Danish athletes, it did leave a taste in our mouths where we were like, maybe Costa Rica is a really far away. It left us with a little bit with that feeling, a
Right.
feeling I don't want to have because I want to support, but like some of the actions, and you talked as well last week with Philippe, and like I think we need you definitely need Ian Adamson like to come and like we need him to like come and talk about these things as well. It's a little hard to keep singing the song if you don't like the artist. Like, it's really difficult. I'm not saying I don't like the artist.
What an
Oh, yeah.
amazing turn of phrase. Tough to sing the song if you don't really like the artist. That is, I don't know if you did you write that?
No.
Listen, I would love to talk to Ian off the record, on the record, either way. So
Mm,
if he listens to you, I would love to talk to him because Philippe, just so you know, this Philippe came on. I probably should have said this on the podcast, but he's been emailing me for weeks and he didn't want to come on until he said, please reach out to Ian. We tried. And he finally said, okay, if Ian's not going to come on together or separate, I'll just come on and give you my point of view. So Philippe's been
mm,
very fair. He wasn't just like, let's trash Ian and World
mm,
Obstacle. He wanted to give him a chance, and I do too.
mm.
And we don't have to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I think what's important is for the audience to get that you're a guy that you don't other than your own country, you don't wear anybody's flag. You're not like, ooh, I'm only Spartan, I'm only adventure, I'm only this. You're a guy who supports the sport. Yes?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
And I
Yeah.
think you're a good ambassador for the sport for that reason. And hey, so I hear what you're saying that Europe to Costa Rica is far, but if the weekend went without controversy, it would be a lot easier to get on that plane. But
Yeah.
now it's like, guys, I don't know. Like maybe we give them a year to figure it out. And then now my understanding, again, lots more to come on this, different, conversation. They already have more money apparently than Hank. Apparently, the government's behind it. The
Mm.
guy
I
used to
think
work at
the
the guy used to
local.
work at FIFA. Like, there's money
Mm.
coming in. Now, does money solve all problems? No, because we still need.
Solve some, because money can buy you a project manager. If you have a good project manager that's full-time interested in organizing your project, you're already like in Denmark, we had when hosted the European Champs in 2018, the superpower of Denmark was that the municipality of the city that hosted the event, they said, we want to take one of our guys, a full-time employee, put him on your project for the next 6 months. So this guy was helping getting sponsorships. He was helping getting all the legal things. He was helping getting all the administrative things. We need the porta potties. We need the whatevers. All the like things that you go to the event. You're like, oh, I expect there to be a place where I can poop. I expect there to be a place where I can get my beep. I expect there to be a place where I can put my stuff. And like all those things that you cut, all take time. And if that's happening from volunteers with families and full-time gigs and stuff like that, something will slip, especially when the mother federation, like FISO, doesn't give like a pamphlet that says you need to do this and this and that. So I understand the difficulties of it. So Denmark won a bit, and I think if Costa Rica has a similar thing, yay for that. I just think we need, if they want good athletes to show up, they gotta throw some money down as well. I'm not worried to tell Ian that as well. I have told him if you want people to fly to Costa Rica, especially the good Europeans and especially the good Americans, you got to throw some money on the table and promise that those are paid in due time. Like if you do that, people will show up. I'll probably
Well,
show up anyway because
I
that's
think that's great. The idea of the project manager is great. So you want that person has to be as competent as the one that you guys got, but then
mm,
also people have to listen to him above and below, right?
mm,
So, I think you can bring in a good consultant, but if the boss doesn't listen to the consultant, it doesn't matter. So all those things need to happen, and I think that uh I hope it goes I really hope it goes well too. I mean, I want our sport to thrive and survive. So I
don't
hope it
we
goes
all?
well too.
And I
So, but I
mean,
think I think money also, not just the guy, but like more infrastructure and more obstacles and hopefully some prize money, right? We want you guys to race, but I want to we can talk more about that, but I did kind of want to just get kind of your year as a whole and then kind of go back
oh yeah,
individually.
oh yeah.
So so you finished second in the team race.
Third, actually, they bunked us down to third. So that's how it is. It didn't. It doesn't. I still have that medal lying around over. It's not like I'm sad about. I'm like frustrated, but I'm not like sad. I just think it wasn't great, like a great facilitation, but I'm glad how well we raced as a team, and I had fun with the boys.